Hello, I'm Mario Toneguzzi with Business Spotlight. Joining me today is George Barakat, who is founder and CEO of MedWorks. Thanks for joining us today, George.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thank you for having me, Mario.
Well, let me ask you a little bit about MedWorks and what it is, and if you could explain that for us.
Sure, it'd be my pleasure. MedWorks is the health and wellness app that you can download on your phone today from iOS or Google Play Store. You can also access it at medworks.com. It literally is the easiest way to book an appointment at healthcare providers that exist in your area or virtually, or if they provide at-home service, you can have the provider literally come to your home.
So tell me some of the reasons behind why this app was created.
The app was created because we firmly believe that healthcare in the future cannot just be systematically delivered only at the clinic or virtually. We have to bring healthcare to where people live. We have to be able to accommodate the not just aging population, but caregivers out there. And whether you're a person looking after your mom, your dad, your grandparent, or you need to assign healthcare providers to your son or daughter living on campus in a university, we wanted to make it easy or easier for you not just to schedule appointments, but everything in MedWorks is built right into the app. So if you register a profile, it's no charge. I mean, you can do that all day long. And the service providers for healthcare and wellness will appear in your area. They're geofenced literally to the location of your IP address when you actually register a profile. So for example, I'm looking for help with a loved one. I'd like to get them remote patient monitoring to their house. You can power up our paramedic group called Paramedocs. They can do everything from support to wound care to setting your loved one up with remote patient monitoring. You want to schedule a mental health appointment. You can guide that mental health appointment virtually anywhere you like in Canada. You can set it up so that you're scheduling an appointment for a loved one, for your son, your daughter, your grandparent. We have everything from personal training to skin therapy to functional health, proportionate meal delivery. I mean, the list goes on and on. We're about to onboard a good hospital network as well within Canada, which is actually huge because traditionally, the hospital has a lot of great services, and accessing them or understanding what services are available, is really going to be very apparent on MedWorks. And again, everything from dietitians to delivery of healthcare products. We just recently onboarded as well one of the largest digital pharmacies in Canada named Pillway. So you can have prescriptions delivered to your door in hard to service areas next day or within that week. So we're finding the application is garnering not just a lot of interest, but it's almost like we're touched on something where people really want to move from reactive medicine to preventative wellness. And to do that, we want to keep it real simple. It's about providing options in healthcare that exist today, providers that exist today, and MedWorks is just creating the awareness and the portal to access these great providers.
So basically, everything that's to do with health, wellness, well-being, you'll be able to find on this app.
Yes, you will. Yes, you will. And the provider list is growing daily. I mean, look, we're not trying to change healthcare. We're just reimagining it for you, the user, the consumer, the employee. We just want to make healthcare a little more easier to navigate. Picture MedWorks being, or potentially being, the marketplace for healthcare, almost like a super app where I'm not feeling well. Should I Google what ails me? And then what do you do from there? It should be a little more transactional. And what I mean by transactional, it isn't just paying for it out of pocket, because if the provider takes third-party insurance, great. If it's an OHIP covered or government-sponsored service, great.
Yeah.
But you should be able to react, schedule, and understand from a provider's point what may be ailing you.
So people are going to wonder, like, what is the cost of this?
Well, it's free to register a profile. And again, it's really provider specific. If the provider is taking payment out of pocket or by credit card or third-party insurance, or again, if it's government sponsored and covered, excellent. We leave it really up to the provider on how they want to collect payment for the service. But for you, the user, really download the app. It costs you nothing. Register a profile. Again, it's available as a download on Google or iOS, or go to medworks.com. You'll get all the information. If you go to info.medworks.com, you can really see what MedWorks is all about as well. And it describes through our learn and support pages that exactly what we do.
Okay. And where is it available, George?
Today, MedWorks is available Canada-wide. We just put a deal together where we opened it up in the US, our first state in Florida.
Oh, cool.
And we're very close to opening up MedWorks in Mexico at this point as well.
Okay. So obviously, a lot of growth foreseeable in the future, right? With this.
Absolutely. We're a very young company, but, from the indicators we're getting from the provider base, from the user base, this is very timely. Again, it really goes back to how do you want your healthcare and wellness delivered? And once you put that power back into the user, the consumer's hands, and just really facilitate options that are available today, it really changes your mindset as a person to say, wow, you know what? I didn't know all these services existed today. Like who would have thunk if you go on our site today, you can have mobile dentistry brought to your door. Yeah. And it's a company sponsored by Smiles on Wheels. Young lady, Balbir Baines, invented this probably about 8 years ago on Dragon's Den, believe it or not. And we're so proud. And I've used the services. I use all the services. It's incredible. And you can get so much more done in a day by having services delivered to your home. But the key here is, if you want to go to the clinic, you can, because we have two models for the providers where you can completely set up a SaaS model, and we connect right to your calendars through our partner Smart Link. You don't have to do any fancy programming. It's super easy for the providers to get on board. And, the users are really appreciating this. The consumers are appreciating this because you're 1 to 3 clicks away from setting up an appointment at a clinic or virtually or at home.
Would you call it the skip the dishes and Uber Eats of healthcare?
I certainly hope so, because prior to Skip and Uber, you would order one type of desired food or restaurant. After that, you could literally have, I'll have a little of this and a little of that delivered to your door. We're not trying to oversimplify what healthcare means, but we're trying to oversimplify access to healthcare. Really, the more convenient we can make healthcare and the convenience of accessing healthcare, the less strain it's going to be on our government and provincial systems. So you imagine a world where you as a consumer can take more control, not just from a messaging of, hey, we're here to help, but actually setting up an appointment, transacting on a service that you may need or a loved one may need, and being able to move that service and forward that service to somebody you're taking care of, or even your children.
So what's the future for MedWorks?
Oh, great question. So the future for MedWorks is just keep opening up MedWorks in every country that we possibly can. We're garnering a lot of interest on a global level at this point. I think that everybody sees the value. I can see a world where a lot of our providers will be speaking with each other and connecting. I'd like to say that somewhere in the future, MedWorks will move more into how do we have our providers upload the interactions so that you as a user can now share your medical information with a provider that you may need when you're on vacation, or you may have a family member in a different country that you may want to have insight on what their situation currently is, and have local providers assist. I
Mhm.
think that when you look at healthcare as a whole on a global level, nobody's getting younger. I remember seeing a statistic. I serve on the Convenient Care Association of America, the CCA, and we get a lot of keynote speakers that come in. And I couldn't even believe this, that 10,000 of people a day in the United States turn 65. What a
Well,
stat.
yeah.
So our our population is aging for sure. And systematically, you're going to have the inability to accommodate through our hospital system the amount of beds that will be required. You would need hectares of real estate. So the onus is definitely going to be on you, the caregiver, the parent, the child, to search more options that are available in healthcare for you to take care of your family. And
Mhm.
as you as an employer, it couldn't get any easier. I
Yeah.
mean, picture a world now where you could literally have a MedWorks QR code in your lunchroom, and you scan it and your employees can access healthcare on demand. Imagine how convenient that would be for corporations and HR departments to not have to triage, explain, and literally just guide their workforce into what they need, and whether it's testing to accommodate their employees' family needs on scheduling an appointment with a physician or a physiotherapist, or
Mhm.
having a prescription delivered. Really, MedWorks, if I was to sum it all up, it's about convenience, and that's it.
And which is a big thing these days for everybody, right? Everybody's looking for convenience these days. Once again, George, can you just reiterate how people can access MedWorks?
Oh, it'd be my pleasure. Again, if you go on the iOS or Google Play Store, just type in the search for MedWorks, register a profile. It'll take you 2 seconds. Go to medworks.com. It'd be our pleasure to guide you through. If you wanted any more information, uh, please feel free to reach out to the information side on the app or the website. And if you have any suggestions, we're always open to receive them.
All right, wonderful. Thanks, George, for taking the time today.
Thank you, Mario. Thank you for having us, and thank you for allowing us to describe what we do at MedWorks.
All right, that was George Barakat, who is founder and CEO of MedWorks. I'm Mario Toneguzzi with Business Spotlight. Thanks for joining us today.